What up? What up? What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday. This is the Off the Bench Podcast Network's Grid and Grind show. We got another good episode coming at you today. We're going to be talking to Amber Bost of the South Beach Palms. Before she joins us and tells us her story, her fitness journey, and all things United Grid League, we got to plug the sponsors, the best sponsors in the game, the ones that allow me to do what I love to do. And as always, keep the lights on up in this place. The Grid and Grind show is brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Experience 150 years of tradition in the heart of downtown Memphis. From bourbon to vodka, whiskey to gin, Old Dominick's got you covered. Stop in today for a tour or to pick up your favorite bottle. Chinook Cidery, 8 flavors, mild to wild. Go to your local gas station, convenience store, grocery store. Pick up the best sunflower seeds in the game. Oh, by the way, it's opening day for Major League Baseball. What a way to celebrate it than with your own bag, own flavor. You can even mix and match your flavors of the best sunflower seeds. Chinook seeds. Go get them now. And finally, Jesus One Apparel, hooking you up, empowering young men, women, and just giving everybody a platform to experience their faith and share it the right way. In the words of John 16:33, Jesus won and continues to win every day. And with that, we got to hop into the biggest interview this week. South Beach Palm star Amber Bost. Amber, what is up? Look at
Not
that
much.
background. That is fancy. You said you're on vacation. Where are you vacationing at? Where is
At
that?
this current moment, I am up near Gainesville at a nice campground, bouncing around. I started off at Mayaca River State Park over in Sarasota area. Now I'm up in Gainesville at Paynes Prairie, and then I'll make my way back to Lake Kissimmee before I head on home.
So what is camping like? Is it like traditional, like tent style camping? Are we in a camper, RV? Because that's more my style. Like give me some
You like
air
to glam.
conditioning. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I'm trying out a new thing this camping trip. Typically, when I go up on these solo adventures, I am in a tent. So I'll bring my backpacking tent, and it's just super rustic. This spot actually has limited water and electric that I can share with a few other sites, but I am doing car camping this time. So I have my little camp space here that I set up and I mill about during the day, but then with my new car that I just got this last year, I am trying out sleeping inside of that because it's a big Forerunner. Not sure that I'm really sold on it yet. I think I'd rather go back to the tent, but we're giving it a go.
I mean, that is, first off, let me tip my hat to you because that is to go out there by yourself and do all of those things. That's just not for me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And you seem like you enjoy it. You bought a vehicle that'll allow you to do certain styles of camping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how like that's your element. Like you are in your spot.
I love being outside in nature, like adventuring. Anytime I can get out there and see what's out here in our world, it's all the better.
I like the game of Survivor. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Every season.
Oh, let's go. So
Yeah.
I love that game, and I picture myself being a very good player in that game with the one exception, and that's maneuvering camp. If I had someone that could help me maneuver camp, I would be fine. It's just I would show a lot of my cards by not being able to even know remotely what I'm doing, and that might get me booted out of there quickly. But
so you'd fail the fire making challenge.
100%. And here's the thing. I've played this past summer. I played in an amateur version of Survivor. I went to upstate New York and played a game, and it was great. Had a really good time. But yeah, the camp life was the toughest, and and it was 3 days of this entire game, so it was very jam packed. But
oh wow,
it was awesome. I had a really good time. It was a very legitimate, authentic Survivor experience. So I mean, I'm gonna do it again, hopefully at some point. So
that's awesome. You might have to send me details on that. That sounds fun.
Oh, if you get the detail, you'll realize there's a whole community for this, and we could talk later about this. But I think you would be perfect. Like you love the game. You've watched all the seasons. You are one with nature. Like you'd be totally fine with this. So,
Awesome.
but I'll make sure I send you over the details. But I got to make sure I read this right. Ninth, you just signed for your ninth season in the grid.
Yes.
Wow. What is that like? First and foremost, like how does the body feel after 9 seasons of grid?
It gets crazier every season and I got to learn new things every season, and I'm not the youngest person. I'm probably one of the oldest people in the league, and just trying to keep up every season has been a great push, fitness wise, recovery wise. It drives me to try new things to keep my body going, and doing these new crazy, like all the gymnastic stuff. Like, what is this that we're doing? It's insane.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's kind of like you hate, well, you love knowing like you can conquer new task or new, movements. But the flip side is once you've conquered it, it's like, well, what's the next curveball they're going to throw us to this movement? Because 1 minute you get chest to bar, the next minute you get chest to bar with the med ball, then you get double touches and triple touches, and now you're doing med ball ring
Yeah.
muscle ups, and like it's just this whole progression of things. Um, but you've done a really good job maneuvering the grind and the grueling nature of the sport. But how do you find grid? Are you a CrossFitter, and you stumble across it, or were you just in the gym and came across somebody who did it? Like how do you find grid 9 years ago?
So I had actually found it through the original owner of the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Courtney Shea was the owner, and I was doing a very small but nationwide competition called "Baby Don't Take the Socks Off." Back when CrossFitters wore the high knee socks. So that
Yeah.
was like the name of the competition. I was competing at her gym, the training pits, and I won first place. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, you should come by. We're having these tryouts for this new thing called Grid." And I'm like, "Oh, I've heard of Grid, but I had only ever heard of the National Pro Grid League." And I'd seen it.
Yeah.
It's down in Miami. So I was like, "Oh, I am definitely not that good. Like that, those people are crazy. They're games athletes. Like that's not me at all." She goes, "No, no, no. This is a whole different version. Come out to tryouts. I think you'd be great." So I went to the tryouts that were at Conquest, and I like, it's CrossFit, but it's not CrossFit, but it's enough to like get your adrenaline just hooked on it because it's
Yeah.
so fast and it's so engaging that like I was amazed when she said that she wanted to sign me.
When you finally committed to going, what were your expectations? Were you like, this will be fun for the day and I'll do some fitness, or did you go in with the hopes like, yeah, I'm gonna be on a team, like I'm gonna like be a part of this?
I know I had serious self-doubt. I was like, I'll just go and I'll check it out and maybe I'll get some like motivation from these people that are going to be like 10,000 times better than I am. Cause again, like this is 9 seasons ago. I'm like in my early 30s at that point. So I'm like, I'm going to be the oldest person there. And how can I possibly keep up with them? Because I've seen what they do. And so I was like, I'll just go and have fun and I'll try something hard. It's going to be great. It's just put myself out there. I want to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's why I went.
And that it was, and here you are. Did you what after your first season? Was it something you expected 9 seasons later to still be doing?
No, actually, that first season, I was in my internship for my university and tore my calf. So I couldn't even play until the end of the season. So here I am, like with this awestruck ability to be on this team, the first season with the Fort Lauderdale Lions, the first season of this Florida Grid League, and I can't even play until championship weekend. But I was there and I got so caught up in all the motive, like the cheering and the excitements of every match, that I wanted to come back and I wanted a redemption that next year. And it just kind of like spiraled, and it goes away a little bit in the off season and then it just comes back full force. So it's like, oh no, I want to do this again. Like, how can I not do this again? It's like become a part of who I am.
How do you go from the Lions to the Palms? Was that the transition, or was there other teams in the midst of all of that?
So the Palms were not even a team at the very, very beginning. I was with the Lions for half of my grid leagues time, and then there was just one season where I was let go of the Lions for reasons I'm still not sure of. And so at that point, I reached out to the Sharks and I reached out to Briley, and Briley accepted me.
Nice, nice. So when you compare the two, obviously it's tough when you get let go the way that you did with kind of no explanation on why. And then you pick up a new team, but also like there's got to be a love for the first team that allowed you to be a part of something and kind of change, what you like to do, and develop a passion for a sport. But also, like now you're with a team. Like, what are the differences between the two teams? And do you feel like you're in a position now with the Palms where like this is where you were meant to be?
It's funny because I actually work for the owner and coach of the Lions, Jamie Gold. She's my boss at the box doc. So we have a great little rivalry going back and forth when grid season starts. But the changeover, it's if you ask anyone, and they've said it before, and I didn't really understand it until I got on the Palms. The Palms is more, we're like a family. Like you walk into practice and everyone is hugging everyone. It's like you fall right back into place, even though none of us really train at the same places. So it's just so welcoming. And not that the Lions wasn't welcoming, it's just the vibe was different. They were like super serious, and we're just like seriously fun, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. We just match a lot better.
Well, when I talked to Briley, she said it herself. She's like, you could go to a practice of any team and then come to our practice, and it's going to look and feel a little bit different. Even how we interact with each other on the grid and off the grid, it's just different. It's more of a family. It's more of a lighthearted fun, and like because we're relaxed, then we can go out and perform at our best capabilities. And I started thinking like not every team is like that. Like you will go and you'll watch and it's very like hush hush and people are very intense and like there's not a lot of talking to each other unless it's like full blown yelling. But you get some of that with every team, but like Briley said, you there is a different feel when it comes to the Palms, and everyone I've talked to, reiterates like how loving it is and how much of a family it feels like and how much fun they have, competing with the Palms each and every year. Um, of the 8 years that you've done grid, what has been the hardest year? Was it the first year with the injury, or was it transitioning to a new team? What was the most difficult year for you?
Uh, I feel like they all come with a level of difficulty, and I don't know that I could really pick out. Actually, no, I take that back. Um, One of my last years with the Lions, I had gone on. I'm a CrossFitter with the Ragnar addiction, more so trail running. So I had did this race. It was a 31-mile race on like through the Appalachians up in like West Virginia, and I took a downhill too fast, stepped on a rock, and broke my foot. This was right before our doubleheader weekend, and I was one of the key people that would have been in place to do some pistols and some like higher skill stuff. And we were a short team that season, and having to be there in an air cast, watching my team suffer the way that it did, like still giving it their all. It was heart wrenching for me to not be out there on that grid.
Yeah, it's tough anytime like personally, if you've ever been an athlete at a competitive or a highly competitive level like yourself, whenever you're not a part of the team for whatever reason, whether it's a injury or a setback, or there's always this feeling of like guilt, or at least I always had guilt when I was hurt and I couldn't participate because I felt as though I'm hurting the team. Me not being able to give what I'm good at, hurts the team. However, I found quickly like I was a good coach because of an injury. I found that in myself, and I'm sure you probably have found some of the other things. But as a going into your ninth year, Do you find yourself being that voice of reason, that coach, that leader that's been around, that knows, what to look for, what to not to look for, what to do, what not to do, how to carry yourself, and are you able to like use that as coaching and motivation for the new players or just the team in general?
I try to. I also try not to step on any toes. I know that I'm not the new person on the team, but I'm not part of like that leadership dynamic. But I've always said like, hey, if you ever need me, I'm fully here. Like, use me as you need. If you need me to help you, like assistant coach on the grid, that's fine. Like, I'm here for you. I just want to be included. Just whatever you need, I'm here for. But yeah, like
Yeah.
new people have questions. I know that Briley is like insanely busy half the time. So if I can answer it in the group chat, I'm more than happy to. There's a few of us like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that helps. Any kind of experience helps take a little bit of load off and the management part of just the team itself. And for you, we talked about the hardest part, but what was your favorite part so far of the 8 years? Was it Heather Hudson's shoulder? Was that your favorite part? I kid. That was unbelievable though. It was like a championship fight. You get like knocked down and you just, patch it up and you're back at it, just getting after it.
Man, that was like the craziest time because out of all the times for this to have happened, it happens at the one place where we're already short players. We're playing like the super team, and I'm responsible for these complexes on the bar. And like now, I've just like my nose is bashed in because it's yeah, just a perfect storm of everything happened, and that was crazy. I also went on after that whole weekend to hike all over Nevada and Utah.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, you think about it, not having the capability to breathe out of one side of your nose is a big deal. Like
Yeah, it
let's
was
be real.
huge.
So, but outside of that, favorite moment of the past 8 years in grid.
Um, oh, there's been so many. I could tell you that one of my favorites was winning the As One season on the Lions. Like I feel like I was a pretty integral part of the team that season, and I did a lot of partner forwards, and I played a lot. And then for us to win was amazing. But then I could also tell you that Briley giving me the confidence and the chance to debut some of these higher skill gymnastic stuff, like the double touches or the complex double touch, triple touch, toes to bar thing, med ball muscle ups. Like she let me do those, and that's something I was never able to do or allowed to do on the Lion. So being that she let me do those every time I've been able to do it has just been like amazing.
Yeah, it's got to be like a personal satisfaction too to know that you can do something and then finally get the chance and then boom, like you just kind of show out. You're like, check this
Yeah,
out. See, I'd be like, see, I told all of y'all I could
I
do
could do
this.
it.
Um, what's the difference between last season's Palms and currently the 2025 Palms?
Uh, I think we're
I
gonna
know
have a
it
lot
might be
more.
a yeah, it might be a tough question to answer. I mean, it's so early. Everyone's starting to kind of get into practice mode. That's going to be
Yeah,
coming soon, but like who's on the squad, you kind of know, the personalities and like the feel and the vibe, but like what is different?
I think we're gonna have a bigger mix of people this season. We got some new people coming in. We got some old people that are sitting out a season. So it's going to be weird not to see some of those people there, like Marcus. We're not going to have him, and we're sad. But hopefully he'll be back next season. And then we got some amazing new people that should just really level us up. Like I'm excited about that. And everyone's talking, everyone's like joining in. Like it's the vibes are already vibing.
Oh, I could tell you guys, talking to Cody and Artur, like it's definitely just you guys have a vibe. Like I think it's the South Beach, the color scheme. Like I feel like when you're in that like mode, like you gotta be a vibe. Like
You
you
have
just
to,
gotta
yeah.
be. But what would you say the Palms, in order to have a chance of competing for a championship? Let's start with this. What do you need to do?
I need to really start hammering in some of these higher rep gymnastic stuff. Like that's where it's at. Uh, Maintaining my strength, just really starting to get those EMOMs busting with some high grid action. I actually just had surgery on my nose from the break in October, so I was out for like 5 weeks of not so high intensity and not so heavy stuff. So we got to shake the cobwebs off when I get back from vacation and start driving it home.
Yeah. Well, what about the team as a whole? What does the team need to do to compete for a championship?
I think I mean, we're going to be really, really well rounded this season, and I think that if everyone can be on top of the little things, like those little transitions, and just making movements that split second faster, and like really talking to each other and being on it, and if we can get Briley some help while she's playing and trying to coach all at the same time, that would also be a huge benefit.
Yeah, that the efficiency piece on the grid is something that it's often overlooked in the fact that, well, you're strong, you can do that weight no problem, but that's well and good, but you have to be able to do it at such a high speed with such good efficiency. And like you said, being able to minimize any opportunities for just being slow or not communicating well or faults, like you got to eliminate those. And once you do that, like you really, it really makes a difference because seconds matter in races, and it could be the determining factor of whether you win or you just finish. And
Yeah.
you know everyone I've talked to is ready to rip. They're ready to go. All the palms that I've spoken to are excited about this 2025 season. It seems like everything's going to be moving together. You're going to finish up your vacation, and then it's go time. It's you shaking off the cobwebs and getting yourself back into it. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys out on the grid. You know, I do have to ask, being on vacation, being out there in the woods, is it obviously you enjoy it. It's something that you do and you like to do, but like, do you ever get bored? Or do you just like have a bunch of things that you do? Like read, like what do you do when you're out there and it's just you?
There's so much stuff to do. There's like miles and miles of trail systems. I'll read nights. I'll have a fire. Love sitting by the fire. Um, no music, really, just the sounds of everything going on. And then you could always watch a movie to go to sleep. But yeah, it's mostly just out hiking, not having to actually talk to anyone if I don't want to talk to someone. And nobody needs me. Like I don't have my kids here going, mom, 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 mom.
I mean, that's my problem is I went on vacation this past week, and that's why I'm tired because I had 2 kids. It had nothing to
Yeah.
do with like living up vacation, which, we had a good time, but like I was at a water park basically chasing kids around, and I have a 7-year-old and almost a 2-year-old, and
Oof.
it was just madness. But it's
Yeah,
it's a it's a it's a fun chaos. I
it is. Yeah.
enjoy.
But then you need a me time vacation.
Yeah, so you have kids,
I
you have
do.
family, and so you're by yourself, and they know like we're not gonna mess with mom. We're gonna let her do her thing.
Exactly. I usually pick parks that don't have any reception, so they're getting a pass this time if they need to text me.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's like working out. You need to work out for your mental health, and you need to be the best parent that you can be. Sometimes you got to go away, and I
Yeah.
totally understand that because there are times where I tell my wife, I said, "Look, I need you to handle this because I just need to walk outside just for like 2 seconds. I need to regroup." But for you, obviously, you're getting your head right. You're getting back in the game here as you return, and we're looking forward to it. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your vacation. I hope you stay injury free. No shoulders to the nose.
Yeah.
Let's try to stay away from all
Wearing a
that.
face mask around Heather.
I'm telling you, if you all see a person with a helmet on the grid, now you know why. Um, well, Amber, I appreciate the time. Anything you want to plug or promote before you get out of here?
Uh, You asked it in the beginning, and I must say that one of my best key recoveries is going to be Lubricin. They were a huge grid sponsor last season. They've hooked me up, and I am addicted. They're going to be back this season. So if you guys have not tried them, get out there, order a 3-month supply, and just experience the amazingness of Lubricin.
There you go, Lubricin. I've seen a lot of people promoting Lubricin and just talking about the benefits and how, they went from not knowing anything about it. These are a lot of grid athletes, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden getting introduced to it from the grid, and now all of a sudden it's like their staple, like it is implemented into their routine on a daily basis. Like it's amazing. You find the right product, find the thing that works for you. You're something you believe in, and that's what allows Amber to stay out here for going on 9 years.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. Well, Amber, enjoy the rest of your vacay. We look forward to talking with you when you return, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That is Amber Bost, everybody. If you like hearing Amber's story, or you just like hearing average Joe's talk X's and O's, please like, share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube. Do 3 things: like, subscribe, notifications. That way you know when new content is being dropped, because we're dropping it like it's hot every single day. Next week, we got a big one. I went out there, and I want to commend all the Grid League players for putting up with my nonsense. I will send you messages. I'll ask you. I'll see if you want to come on the show, do some interviews, and in about 3 hours time, I was able to fill the entire calendar for April. And just to name a few, next week, Dalton Herrero, Tampa Bay Brigade; Samuel Martin, Southwest Florida Sharks; Sam Secord, South Beach Palms; Kyle Massey, Vilma Rosario; Danny Jackson, the coach of the year last year for the Wild; Kyle Massey, Brielle Macarelli, Carrie and Tyler Billington; Rebecca Rouse, Jesse Coolman, Jocelyn Williams, Marissa Oxenford, Kristen Bonito. You name it, they're coming on. We're going to talk to them. We're going to get their story. So got a lot of content coming your way for the month of April. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. If you can't be good, be safe, and we'll see y'all next time. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.